just wonder what could really be the correct ingredients to make a wonderful, God-gifted friendship last long? Surely these are sincerity and up to a certain level, frankness of the thoughts and communication too. Les plus fidèles compagnons de l'amitié sont la franchise et la sincérité. Whosoever receives this blessing in whatsoever way actually should pay some regard, cause it's truly getting endangered day by day. With this positive thought, permettez-moi de faire les honneurs d'introduire le sujet du jour. And the topic of the day is mechanism of action via receptors. Welcome all to IS Pharmacology Difficult Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Radhika Vijay, MBBS MD Pharmacology, and this is the audio hub to get the best simplified basic tips, strategies, methods, and lots of ideas to learn better, understand better, and make your concepts crystal clear. If you really find and if there's a question hovering in your minds, is pharmacology difficult? Lend me your ears for a while and let in the magic of knowledge. Receptors. Yes, the most sought after term and topic. Receptor is very famous. Actually, it can be defined as a binding site, molecule, or moiety found on the cell surface which works to catch and recognize signals, other drugs or substances, etc., and help to commence an apt, that is appropriate response. So in one way, very briefly, we can say that receptors regulate the drug action mechanism. Since I've initiated this dialogue about drug receptor action or effect, what do you really need to know about it? Actually, before we get into the depth of this particular topic, you got to know some few more terms or definitions that would help you comprehend this whole concept quickly, effectively, nicely, appropriately. So let's break this ice. Number one, we have on our list agonist. Any substance or molecule which stimulates or activates the receptor and produces similar, yes, do pay attention, it may produce similar or it may produce exact expected physiological effect or response. And that substance would be the agonist. Second one, let's talk about antagonist. Now, this substance doesn't itself bear any effect, but it has the capability or the potential to halt the action of agonist on the binding site, or even it may block the further future effect and responses. Yes, it's that much capable or potent, but the only thing is that itself it doesn't bear any effect. It does show effect. It blocks the effect in the presence of an agonist. Now these two, agonist, antagonist, they are the most commonly discussed terms, but to add on more spice to this discussion, let's put a few more terms. Little new, little tough, but worthy enough to chit-chat. And then we have partial agonist. Partial. Yes, it shows only partial effect, not full. It shows half of the effect, maybe a little more. Well, the best term we can say, it shows submaximal effect. It does stimulate the receptors, and yes, it has its own response. Now that is the difference from an antagonist. Got it? But the effect that it possesses, it is not complete, it is not full. It is submaximal. And that is how it gets its name, the partial agonist. Now, another one, it may have the ability to antagonize the effect in the presence of a full agonist. So it's working double way. There's an added quality also. The two ways that it serves is firstly the submaximal effect, that is its own effect, and secondly it may act as an antagonist in the presence of a complete agonist. I hope you got how it works. Now I'm gonna tell you about the term ligand. Now ligare in Latin, it means to bind, and the word ligand gets its origin from the term ligare, that is, it is derived from the Latin word. Now, let us come to the definition and let us understand it more. Now, this term ligand is suited to be talked about specific selective binding of a substance to the receptor. And this ability of selectivity and specificity limits this definition. There are no words, no concerns about the effect or the response. There is no space about these terms here. I hope you understand that. So, every agonist is a ligand. Every antagonist is a ligand. Okay? I hope you understood everything quite nicely because we went quite a little slow and smooth. Now with this, I have no further dialogue, propagation for the day. The reason being that I am indicating your attention to the tempo of the day, that is the noise of the clock ticking. And I don't prefer straining. For all the updates and latest episodes of my podcast, do visit www.ispharmacologydifficult.com, where you can also sign up for a free monthly e-newsletter of mine. It actually contains a lot of updates about medical sciences, drug information updates, and my podcast updates also. You can follow me on different social media handles like Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They all are with the same name, is Pharmacology Difficult. If you are listening for the first time, do subscribe and follow whatever platform you are consuming this episode. Stay tuned. To rate and review on iTunes, Apple Podcast. Stay safe, stay happy, stay enlightened. Thank you.